creating child helplines and listening ears, creating platforms where people could report. So I could report my neighbor and I could do it covertly. So the government on the one side should be ready to engage, build homes where the children will be taken away and kept in a place where they can be nurtured for the greater Nigeria dream that we all have.
We as individuals and citizens of this country, we need to also raise our voice and speak out against child labor. We also supposed to sensitize a lot of family. You will see some people here in the city, they will go back there to the village carrying little kids and bringing them to the city here saying, I want to give you a job or I want to give you a contract, only to bring them to turn them to sex slaves, housemaid, thereby making them become so useless. So that's why today we are trying to come in as one voice to speak against child labor. And the government, they have a constitution, just like I said, which they will revert back to and stand on that one in order to make this child labor in the world to stop.
Coming up on Superscreen Flagship News, Serap sues Fashola to court over failure to account for spending on privatization of electricity sector. That's on the business scene. These and many more stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back now for some business news. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has been sued over his failure to account for the spending on the privatization of the electricity sector and the exact amount of post-privatization spending on generation companies, distribution companies, and transmission companies of Nigeria. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SIRAP, which instituted the court action, also wants Fashola to explain if such spending came from budgetary allocations or other sources. In the suit filed at the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, Lagos, SIRAP seeks an order for leave to apply for judicial review and an order of mandamus directing or compelling Fashola to provide specific details on the privatization of the electricity sector, the names of all the companies, individuals involved, and to publish widely, including on a dedicated website, on any such information. The federal government says it is currently funding the construction of over 250 billion naira second Niger Bridge project after talks with the private partners collapsed and stalled works on the site. The special advisor in communications to the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Akim Bello, and the Federal Controller of Works, Anambra State, Innocent Abumona, disclosed this to journalists. According to the government, construction works on phases 1 to 3 of projects has been completed, while early works on phase 4 is ongoing. Bello and Alumina both said the era of public-private partnership for the construction of the bridge has passed. Still talking business, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says there has been a drop in the electricity generated into the national grid by a total of 1,087.6 megawatts of power. According to a statement by TCN's General Manager, Public Affairs, Ndidi Mba in Abuja, it said the drop in the electricity generated into the national grid is resulting in load shedding nationwide. TCN said the sharp drop of power generated is occasioned by gas pipeline rupture on June the 15th and technical issues at the Shell gas wells on June the 16th. TCN further explained that 6 thermal power generating stations are currently unable to generate electricity and have therefore been shut down due to Nigeria Gas Company's pipeline incident. The company listed the affected power stations, which include Ihova, Azura, Omotosho Gas, Geregu Gas, Olorunshogo Gas, Sapele, and Egbin power stations. TCN said the power generating thermal stations had managed to generate 60 megawatts only on each of its units, losing a total of 211 megawatts of power. Now, still ahead tonight, Greece and Macedonia signs agreement on change of country name. Details of these and more on the foreign scene after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back If you're just joining us, this is Superscreen Flagship News, broadcasting to you from the city of Lagos State, Nigeria. And now for some foreign scene. Greece and Macedonia have taken a major step towards resolving a 27-year dispute over the latter's name by signing an agreement that will see Macedonia change its name to the Republic of Northern Macedonia. The signings of a deal in the small fishing village of Sarades came a day after Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras survived a no-confidence vote over his handling of the dispute. Opposition Prime Minister, who accused Tsipras of excessive compromise on the issue, failed to pass the no-confidence motion by 153 votes to 127 on Saturday. The attempt came a day after an MP from a far-right Golden Dawn party delivered a fierce rant urging the army to overthrow Tsipras. Many Greeks are angry at the Tsipras government over what they consider excessive compromise on the issue. The Saudi and Emirati-led coalition has conducted airstrikes on Yemen's Hudaidi airport to support forces attempting to seize control from Houthi fighters inside. Houthis officials said the coalition warplanes carried out 5 strikes on the port city of Hudaida, a lifeline to millions of Yemenis and a continuation of the biggest battle of war in 3 years. The report says the coalition launched a major offensive 5 days ago that could cut off supply lines to the capital Sana'a, which is controlled by the Houthis. The United Nations envoy Martin Griffiths for Yemen arrived in Sana'a for crisis talks amidst growing fears that fighting between the two sides could exacerbate a humanitarian crisis. Martin Griffiths is expected to propose to rebel leaders that they halt fighting and cede control of Hudaida's vital port to a UN-supervised committee. And now for some sports stories, former Super Eagles midfielder Austin J.J. Okocha has blamed the team's 0-1 loss to Croatia, 0-2 loss to Croatia in their opening World Cup game on lack of creativity. Okocha said the team lost because the players played in the wrong positions, which did not bring out the best in them. The veteran player also added that Alex Iwobi is the most creative midfielder in the national team at the moment, but playing him as a winger has taken a strength from him. Nigeria will take on Iceland on June 22nd and play their last Group D game against Argentina on June the 26th. And earlier today, Mexico has beaten defending champions Germany by 1-0 in their opening game of the 2018 FIFA World Cup currently going on in Russia. The goal was scored in the 35th minute by Hervin Lozano. Mexico reached the second round on their last 6 appearances in this tournament. However, Juan Carlos Osorio's team have only won 1 of their 4 most recent games in the World Cup history. And now finally, Switzerland. Roger Federer celebrates winning against Canada's Milos Raonic after the final match at the ATP Mercedes Cup tennis tournament in Stuttgart. Roger Federer claimed his 98th ATP title and displayed his unrivaled superiority on grass with 6-4, 6-7, 7-6 victory over Milos Raonic in the Stuttgart Cup final. The top-seeded Swiss beat his Canadian opponent for the 11th time in 14 meetings while winning a first Stuttgart title. Federer, who will be chasing the 9th Wimbledon triumph next month, finally came good on the German's grass on a 3rd attempt after losing the semi-final in 2016 to Dominic Thiem and falling on the first round here a year ago to good friend Tommy Haas. And with that, we've come to the end of Superscreen Flagship News. However, before we go, here's a recap of our major stories. We told you that Femi Falana, SAN, threatens to sue political parties over sale of nomination forms. In business, we brought you the news that Serap has sued the Minister of Fireworks and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, to court over failure to account for spending on privatization of electricity sector. And on the foreign scene, we told you that Greece and Macedonia have signed an agreement on the change of country name. I'm Olamide Onka. Remember that you can watch us on our YouTube channel, which is Superscreen Live TV. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button once you're there. And just in case you missed a favorite program of yours, you can also catch up by visiting Superscreen Live TV where you can download and watch real time. On behalf of the entire production team, have a beautiful night. Bye for now.